Scott. It's so much fun to talk to you today. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, and likewise.
You are an award-winning playwright, composer, and director-producer of dozens of musicals. You're also the founding president of LifeHouse Theater Productions, located in Redlands, California, which is celebrating its 22nd year. Plus, you're a winner of the prestigious Hero of the Arts Award. You're a man to be emulated, and you're so productive. Your shows at LifeHouse Theater run all year round. In fact, you're hardly ever dark, maybe just a couple of weeks between plays, just long enough to build a new set. And as you've heard me say before, you seem so young to have so many productions to your credit. What's the total number of plays you've had a hand in since you founded LifeHouse?
Well, I've written about 36 musicals and another 20 or so adaptations and straight dramas and comedies. So as Indiana Jones once said, it's not the years, it's the mileage. I've just tried to pack a lot into.
I love that.
To pack a lot into all that we're doing. But I've also been blessed to be surrounded by tremendously gifted people of all ages, which ignites passion and keeps you going, especially seeing the changes for the better. It's so much fun to see other people's dreams come true and then to enable those dreams to come true in some way.
Oh, yes, yes. Before we go any further, I must tell you that I used to take my young grandsons to LifeHouse Theater to see children's plays back in the days when you started out in a small strip mall surrounded by orange groves. So I've been a fan of yours for years.
Yes,
and
you have.
I've always appreciated the fact that you insist on wholesome themes and quality dialogue appropriate for families. And by the way, your current state-of-the-art theater building and grounds are gorgeous. How many years were you in that strip mall before you acquired this beautiful new theater venue?
We were there 5 years in those with those metal chairs that were so uncomfortable. The people were so gracious to come and see our 80-seat capacity productions there. And so to be able to more than double that in a setting that's still intimate and comfortable and state-of-the-art is very exciting.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'll bet it took a leap of faith.
Oh, it did.
To make that move.
A leap of faith and a credit card.
Oh, yeah. What would we ever do without people like you who help provide us with quality entertainment? After all, men, women, and children of all ages need an escape from day-to-day life. And I know you've said you want to use the arts to influence people in a positive way. Would you tell us more about what you mean?
Well, all we have to do is turn on television, or for that matter, the radio, and hear a lot of bleak things, because we live in a tremendously challenging world. We all know that. And so rather than just provide escape, per se, through the theater arts, I love that we can use stories to illustrate truth in a positive, uplifting, and inspiring way, telling good stories well, whether it be something from Aesop's Fables or whether it be Count of Monte Cristo or other great classics like Annie or Anne of Green Gables. There's just so many stories to tell, and we want to have the redemptive truths come out in a way that people will feel more positive when they leave than when they came. And we like to have people think of the theater as a place where they can come and not be afraid of what's going to be on stage. They're going to find uplifting experiences. They'll be able to bring someone, grandchildren, children of all ages, and also get caught up in it in themselves, no matter what age you are. And we have people of all ages, both in the audience and on stage.
Oh, sure. And we draw inspiration from good stories with value, with morals.
Yes, well, all good stories have a moral. I mean, we all hear the saying, the moral of the story is. And I believe that it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from the moral of the story to a more moral society, to a society that makes better choices. And we have a country that for decades has said that over 90% of the country believes in a higher being, a higher power, a God. And there are many people of various faiths in this country. And so my question is, why do we still have some of the messes we have? So my solution is to, in my corner of the world, in our backyard, in the Inland Empire here, we want to have an outlet for young people where they're not distracted by gangs and drugs, but can throw those things away, shed those things, find a new pattern, release their own gifts, and live a more positive positive life.
Well, you're known throughout the Inland Empire for your artistic excellence because you consistently perform to sell out audiences. So you've discovered the secret to what audiences want. And how would you phrase that?
Well, we ask them, we survey them, and I think that's very important to know what people want. We don't want to create something or to stage something that no one really is interested in. And we have the unique distinction of being able to originate all of our own productions and music and so forth. I've done a majority of them, but we have a lot of wonderful young people coming up, a stable of fine writers and composers, and we're giving them an outlet as well. And we love seeing those dreams come true.
Do you ever need people to, serve on committees or
absolutely
or promote ticket sales?
Well, that's really the secret to everything. I can't do it all, and I don't profess to be God's gift to theater. The secret is great people who have like-minded vision to give back to the community. And as I've said earlier, we have people of all ages get involved, and a number of retired people have been the secret, in some ways the backbone of our organization, by rolling up their sleeves and getting involved. And so many of a certain generation know what it's like to give back and the importance of that. And we want to model that for the generations coming up in our theater and elsewhere. So we consider ourselves a service organization that gives back. And whether you can pull the stage curtain or make coffee or sell concessions or help people to their seats, there's a place for you. And we need accountants and people behind the scenes, as you say, on committees to help with our planning and our strategic outreach, our publicity. All of those things are very helpful.
Where do you get your inspiration to write and compose?
Oh, usually the stories inspire me, the ones that we're working on. I have especially enjoyed adapting works by Charles Dickens because he wrote so theatrically and he did one-man shows himself. So he had a real ear for dialogue, and his characters are so interesting. And anyone familiar with any of Dickens' stories, and I think my first was A Christmas Carol, which, of course, we all know the legendary Ebenezer Scrooge. So his colorful writing really is inspirational. It suggests songs and moods, and so I really enjoy whatever I'm working on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you find then that your themes just evolve once you begin writing
well, I try
and composing the music?
Right. When I'm adapting a story, I try to outline it and see what the original author's original intent was and see what themes come out of that, and then try to be faithful to that, because I can't outguess or outdo Charles Dickens or any of the other wonderful original authors that we work with, whether it's Lew Wallace or Lucy Maud Montgomery. We want to stay faithful to their vision, and in so doing, by bringing their stories to life, we find that people are inspired by the classics.
What would you say is your guiding philosophy overall?
Well, I am a person of faith. Our theater is a theater of faith. We're faith-based. We are an interdenominational Christian venture, but we welcome people from all walks of life and any belief system or no belief system. We just enjoy enfolding people into our experience together. And hopefully some of what we're doing will rub off and people will find that appealing and find some answers in their own life. But I like to think that we're honoring the author of all creativity through what we do. And I think the first thing we learn about God biblically is in the beginning, God created. And I think he smiles upon creativity, and we want to help others unleash that.
I know you're a man of vision. So what's one really big dream you still have for your life?
One of the most interesting experiences I've had is creating something called Bethlehem Marketplace, which is a walk-through sight, sound, touch, smell experience where you are going through a biblical city of Bethlehem in the ancient days. In fact, it's set a couple of days after Christ's birth. We're
talking about a play, a theater
more
production?
of a pageant. It's a walk-through experience.
Oh.
And so you're surrounded and caught up in the action. And we actually produced this in Yucaipa for many years, had 50,000 people experience this over the years. And my dream is to resurrect that and also other experiences like that could be all under one roof, along with our theater.
Wayne Scott, thank you for being a fabulous guest.
A pleasure.